Welcome to the Midweek Refuel with Lupus in Color, where we strive to educate, inspire, encourage, and empower lupus warriors worldwide. Today, I think I'm going to talk about dealing with all of your emotions. I was in a group earlier this morning where we were discussing how important it is to deal with all of your emotions as you deal with any type of chronic illness. Right now, I'm just going to talk about lupus, of course. But dealing with all your emotions, whether it be anger, whether it be fear, whether it's sadness, whether it's anxiety, whatever your feelings are at the moment, how important it is to deal with those emotions. And even though being positive is important, you can't be positive if you have not dealt with what you see as negative. You can't be positive if you haven't dealt with how you're feeling. Being positive doesn't mean that you negate reality. It just means that you take a moment to look at it a little bit differently. But it's also very important for everyone to really go through those emotions and make sure that you release them and make sure that you are allowing yourself to feel them. Without feeling those emotions, you won't be able to really deal effectively with lupus or with lupus issues. So it's important for us to feel all of those emotions and then get to the point where we can change our mindset about our reactions for lupus and get to the point where if we're positive or if someone else is positive towards us, that we don't get offended or we don't get defensive in that positivity. Sometimes, and I recognize this, that positivity can sometimes be a trigger for people because they're still in their trauma. They're still going through their stuff. That's not to say that someone who is positive is not going through stuff. It's just a different way to view the issues that you're going through. Everybody with lupus will deal with lupus in different ways. But one thing for sure, every lupus warrior will go through a mourning period. A period of being angry because they have lupus. A period of being sad because they have lupus. A period of, trying to bargain with their higher power or God or the universe to take away their lupus. And then a period of, really just acceptance and getting to the point where you're going to do what you need to do when you need to do it to fight lupus effectively. And we don't go through that mourning stage one time. We go through that mourning stage several times over. Anytime we have a lupus issue, anytime we're hospitalized, we go through these mourning periods. Oh, I wish I was the person that I used to be. I wish that I could do what I used to do. I wish that I didn't have to go into the hospital all the time, every time that I'm sick. All of these periods come so many different times within our lupus fight. But it's important for us to acknowledge those times when we're like that and go through them. You have to go through the depression. You have to go through the sadness. You have to be angry. It's the only way that you're going to really want to fight for your life, The important part, though, is that you don't stay in that space. You don't stay in the anger. You don't stay in the offensiveness. You don't stay in the sadness. You don't stay in the depression. You don't stay in those spaces too long because it ultimately affects your physical health. And once we realize, and I talk about this a lot, once we realize how important our mind and emotions are to our physical body, we will make such a humongous change in our lupus fight. And I'm not saying that to say that everything is in your head or if you change your emotions, everything's going to be cured. No, what I'm saying is that you would want to do anything that you could to make the issues with lupus lessen. Of course, we want a cure, but we know we're not going to grab a cure out of the sky and come in and say, oh, everyone's cured. Eat this diet, you're cured. Use this product, you're cured. If it was that easy, we do it every day. We just do what we have to do to get the cure. Since we know that we don't have a quick fix to this, we have to find ways to really motivate ourselves and encourage and empower ourselves to live well in spite of lupus. So I really wanted to talk about that whole emotional state. Make sure that you're dealing with your emotions. And it might take you talking to a friend. It might take you coming to a support group. It might take you, praying. It might take you journaling. Whatever it takes for you to acknowledge those emotions and create an action plan to get out of those emotions, that's what you need to do. It might be different for everybody, but it's something that you really need to do. You need to address your emotions as you're dealing with lupus so that you can effectively fight lupus day to day. So your midweek refuel for today is find the strength to deal with your emotions as you battle lupus so that you can live effectively day to day beyond lupus. So hopefully that has helped you some. And if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them down at the bottom. And thank you for always tuning into the Midweek Refuel. This was kind of quick, only because I have a storm outside that's coming, so I don't want to get cut off. But thank you all for tuning in always. Be sure to check us out on Friday afternoons Eastern Standard Time, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 a.m. Pacific Time, and 11:30. Is it 11:30? It's 11 a.m. Central Time, where we do our Isla Health Circles. And it's just a short period of time for us to get together and talk about different things that happen in the autoimmune world. I lead the group. It's a great time for you to download a great app that helps you keep track of your symptoms so that you can go armed well to advocate for yourself and be a good steward of your own health as you go to the doctor. So it's Friday. You can download the Isla Health app, AILA, Isla Health app on the Google Play Store or the Apple Store, and download that app. It's free, and the things that you can do in the app for free are magnificent in keeping track of your symptoms, keeping track of your food, keeping track of a lot of things that you need to keep track of as you're dealing with lupus. So I look forward to seeing you guys Friday. If you can make it over to the Isla Health app at the Autoimmune Circle, I would love to have you as my guest. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and I hope that you have a great rest of your week. Bye.